Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rant Bollox. We're doing this one a little different this week. We're doing it over the interwebs, so Paul and I aren't in the same room. Probably best, we're getting a bit fed up of looking at each other's faces. But Paul is here.
Hello everybody, I'm here but not here, I'm there, so over somewhere else.
How far away are we right now? You're Toronto, don't want to give off my location, it's private. So
6 leagues, seven chains. I don't know what the measurements are in Canada. The important thing is everybody else is here. That's the important thing.
Everyone else, yes. Yeah, because we actually have quite a few listeners from Australia.
Do we?
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, hey Australia, how are you guys doing? I'm not going to do the stereotypical shrimp on the Barbie crap because I know they hate that.
I actually went to a stag and doe. The girl was Australian, I think, and one of the games at the stag and doe was throw a shrimp on the Barbie.
Right.
It was quite good. You had to stand back and then throw the shrimp onto parts of the barbecue, and you get points for it. But anyway,
the strangest thing about that is Australians don't call it shrimp; they call them prawns.
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
Shrimp. It's like what's that? District 9. Fucking prawns.
Fucking prawn.
I can't do South African accent though. So.
I thought you were doing Australian there.
Actually, you had the South African down there pretty well.
Oh fuck yes. Good to get down to South Africa, get some fucking prawns.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, how's the week been, man? Well, how's the last couple of weeks? You've been busy filming, haven't you?
Been busy filming away, so yeah, it's been a good little ride the last while. And then just a few days ago, we got to have a good ride over on the Oculus, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, that's a nice little way into tech, because a lot of the tech was to talk about that today.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. That was crazy.
Yeah. I guess we can go straight into it. And you tried it out. I tried it out a couple of weeks before, and I was super impressed with it. Wanted to show it to people in my office and yourself. What was your overall thing, man?
It's crazy. It's going to be so weird talking about this because it's just one of those things you have to experience to even understand what people are on about.
It is, because when you see it on a screen, it's so flat. It's 2D, like that's what people are saying. Like you're playing a 2D game, and then when you go into Oculus, you're in that world. But there's some crazy ones where there's a one called it's called something Tail, and it's basically like a little Mario game. Remember the Mario one?
Yeah.
And that one I found, it came free of the Oculus, and that one I found pretty amazing because when you look at it, you're just like, oh yeah, they're playing like a Mario. I can see what that's all about. And most people think virtual reality, like you're in the actual person. But when you heard it's called Lucky's Tale. Lucky's Tale. The wife has looked it up for me. She's slowly becoming our PA. But yeah, so it's called Lucky's Tale. It came free of the Oculus. But yeah, I mean, what did you think of that one? When you go in, you're not in the character, you're looking down or from across, aren't you? But you can kind of just look around this world while you control him. I just thought it was a really good use of VR and showing that it's not just first-person games,
Yeah, it's a good way of showing how the whole gaming system can evolve. Because if you're just watching it outside on the screen, it's like you said, it's just like a flat game and it doesn't look anything special.
Yeah.
And then when you're in it, you realize that you're the one moving the camera because you're moving your head, you're looking at things.
Yeah, it's super cool. And something that happened a couple of weeks ago was, so that VR, like there is mobile VR and you can get that on your device with Google Cardboard. So most phones nowadays can do that. And what that is like 360 VR. Like you watch a video and then when you look around, you can look around that video in 360 if it was recorded for that. And I think Star Wars The Force Awakening released a video. But the reason why I bring it up is that a lot of people think that is VR. And when we talk about Oculus, they're like, and we're saying, hey, we're in this 3D world, they actually think that, oh, yeah, we've got that as well. We've got that on our mobile phone. But it's quite different, isn't it? Especially when you can see your hands. And it's just different levels of VR. And what we played was high end, like you need a computer to power it. The actual headset's expensive. And then you need to buy the games for it as well. So, yeah, it was just the other day we were saying, oh, we've got this VR downstairs. Do you want to have a go? And one of our friends was like, oh, we've got one at home. We use it with our mobile a lot. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to get into this debate or argument of you don't have what we have downstairs. But I just found it interesting. So when I did that little demo at work the other day, I had the regular headset, like the Google Cardboard, just to show people that, hey, here's 360 video, but you can't really interact with it. Like the experience is happening no matter what. Whereas in Oculus, with the touch controllers, you can pick things up and you can move around a room. Like there was a couple of instances where you were moving around the room and I think you took the headset off and you weren't facing the screen anymore.
Yeah, you just get lost. You don't know.
Yeah.
depending on what kind of game it is, you're looking around, you're trying to find people, you're trying to find, guys to shoot and all this. And then you take your headset off, you're like, where am I? What's going on?
I know. What was... I'll name some of the games, and then we can just go over the ones that you found most impressive. I think I know your favorite, but I think your favorite was probably Superhot.
Yeah, that thing's crazy good.
Superhot is a regular game as well. You can play that on a PC, I believe on consoles, but definitely on PC. It's like on Steam without VR, and it's really fun. But when you're in VR, it's like super awesome. So basically, the idea here is when you are still... It's a first-person game. It's got a cool kind of art direction to it. So it's like almost like a non-textured world, but the enemies are red, and so you can shoot them with guns. But the cool thing, it's a little bit like the Matrix, isn't it? Like
everything's real like flat and simplified, but it looks great because it's very clearly designed. Big red bad guys in a big white world.
And when you move in the world, everyone else moves. But when you're still, then the rest of the world is still as well. So basically, if someone was to shoot at you, you can kind of slowly dodge the bullet by just moving slowly, and then the bullet would move slowly around. And you have to get past these kind of like levels that way. But that was cool. There was another one called Robo Recall, which comes free of the touch controllers. We'll put some links to some of the games that we're talking about. Super awesome graphics and like nice 80s kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I think you can like reach for shotguns over your head and stuff.
Yeah, like that's one of the big things about it. When you're playing that one or the Superhot, when you're playing a game, you're just holding the controller and it feels good.
Yeah.
But you get that physical feedback in the VR where like you reach down, you pull the gun out of the holster and you fire with the triggers. And then you can drop them in Robot Recall, you drop your guns and you reload them.
That's right, yeah.
Makes you feel badass, and then shotguns over the shoulder you whip out.
Yeah, and you can grab the robots, throw them away. And then it's not just games. I mean, there's the International Space Station where you could float around it. Personally, I tried that one, and I was standing up because it's zero gravity and you can kind of turn around. I felt pretty sick after a while, but you were okay with it, weren't you?
I was okay with it, but yeah, every now and again, like you move forward and then it feels like you're going to hit the ground and your brain just reacts and your legs get a little bit jelly and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I was playing Superhot and I fell over because
I wasn't in the room, but you said
it was one of the things where you have to like reach over to the table.
Yeah.
And grab it. And I was sort of like, I'm just going to grab the table and hold on to it. And
just
fall right through.
Oh, that's hilarious. I wish I was in the room when you did that.
I'm glad you weren't. You got all your dirty videos of me.
Oh, I've got quite a few of them, actually.
It's so much fun, though. I think when they get that the helmet wireless, all those problems are going to get worse. You're not going to know where in the room you are. You're not going to know what way you're looking.
I think what I'm so excited by it is because it is awesome, but I can see the potential in it, and it needs fixing up here and there. Like one of the things I noticed, because I demoed this with about 20 people, maybe 30 at work, and I kept showing them the same demo. A couple of things came up, and you pressed it a lot as well. Is that like kind of home button? I feel like that should maybe even be located somewhere on the controller, somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people press that, and they were like, "Oh, where am I?" You know? Once you know the controller in the system, you kind of avoid it a little. But I did notice like almost half those of the 30 people pressed it, and then they were like, "Oh, where am I now?" So maybe that's a little bit of feedback we can even send Oculus and say,
just put it on the helmet. That would make more sense.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. The other thing was just like where it's going, like future of it, like. Yes, they need to get rid of that wire. I think that's going to be the main thing. And then it's going to be wireless. And then what was the resolution, just like better graphics. That's just going to come with time. And then being able to see the rest of your body. There was a few times, I think you might have done it, I can't remember, but someone tried to kick, like in that. There's a really cool demo called First Contact, and it's 80s kind of style, and you're in this caravan.
Yeah,
you can mess around with objects. And I think someone did drop the bouncy ball, and it was on the floor, and someone went to kick it. But obviously you can't see your feet. So I think that's another, it will get better that way. Like, remember the Xbox Kinect, which could pick up your whole body and you can do like exercises. Right. Someone needs to either hack it, or I'm sure they're working on it. But when it can pick up the rest of your body and you look down and you're wearing like a suit, that's going to be, again, another level to it. So lots of
definitely going to make it immersive. Then you're definitely going to get lost in it.
I know.
Because then you can get shot and then they're going to have little blood holes and marks in you and you'll be like, oh man, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah. I think we mentioned it on one of the other podcasts, is that movie studios are starting to come out with a lot more, when a movie comes out, it's like, oh, we've got like a 360 experience. Sometimes it's just the mobile 360 experience, but sometimes it's the Oculus or the Vive. I should mention the Vive because that's a big player as well. But what was I going to say? So Beauty and the Beast, I know, is out in the cinema, and there was Disney brought out an experience, which I think I brought you into that world, didn't I? Because you're
Lumiere,
basically you're by the castle, the famous Disney castle, and to your left is actually the Stark Tower, the Avengers Tower, but you can't. It's just coming soon. To the right is Star Wars, and then ahead of you is Disney, and you can go in there, and then there is Beauty and the Beast is a 3D experience where I don't actually know anything about Beauty and the Beast, but you're by this table and like the candles coming up to you in 3D.
Weren't you a child? Don't you know these things?
You know what? I didn't watch a lot of Disney stuff growing up, like Bambi and I think the one I remember the most I think is Aladdin, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was good old Robin Williams.
Yeah. But I didn't. There's a lot out there. I watched The Lion King really late on, but anyway, so Disney had that. I know that there's a John Wick experience. I know that there's The Martian. They just brought out Passengers, where you can go around the ship. Some of them are a little shite. Like Passengers looks like the ship just looks like it's been rendered by like kids or something.
Yeah, it's like back in the day when they'd bring out those console games to cash in on the movies.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some of them are done well and some of them aren't. Apparently, the John Wick one's pretty decent, but and then I know that the Disney one was pretty great as well. So the cool thing of that is, as these movies come out, we'll be able to test these experiences as well. And I know we want to do Alien Isolation with the new Alien film, and I actually heard a rumor that they might even have their own one, like a new one.
Oh yeah, they'll have their own little experience one.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if like Guardian of the Galaxy gets one or something like that, So, but that would be cool.
Yeah, Marvel, if Disney are already doing it with their Beauty and the Beast one, they'll definitely start hacking into Avengers and Star Wars and all them.
Oh yeah. There's one other thing I just wanted to bring up with the VR is just for the people that are like super into it, is there's obviously, so we've got the Oculus Rift and we have the touch controllers, but there is, I mentioned the Vive, which is done by Valve, and that's their biggest competition. In some ways it's bigger than the Oculus because it's being run off their Steam engine. So Steam's like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. They've got so many games on there, but the difference between the two systems is so I love Valve as a company. I love Half-Life 2. I love like Portal and everything. So their headset is completely open. You can play all of their games on the Oculus Rift. However, the Oculus Rift is pretty closed. You have to go to their store to download their games, and because it's Facebook and they've got a lot of money, they've bought a lot of exclusive games. So it's kind of a bit like the Xbox and the PlayStation and Nintendo and consoles, where PlayStation are winning, and they've got a lot of really, really good exclusives like Horizon and the Uncharted's. And Oculus are kind of doing that. They're kind of basically saying, we've got Robo Recall, we've got these exclusive games like that Lucky's Tale and a couple of other ones. You can only play them on our platform, and also they've dropped the price of it a little, like $200. So, but then you got Valve and you got the Vive, and it's completely open, and they're saying, hey, we've got a game, but anyone can play it. Play it on your Oculus if you want, because we just love VR and we want to push VR, So I love what they're doing, but unfortunately, I prefer the Oculus Rift because it can play everything,
Yeah, you're getting that exclusive battle.
I hope Oculus open it. And there are ways of hacking
Oculus are owned by Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but they've obviously got their own division. It's just Facebook own them now. But anyway, they're both doing great things with VR, and then there's the PlayStation VR as well, which is doing good stuff as well. Apparently, that's sold close to 1 million units now, the PlayStation one.
Holy crap!
So Sony have been happy with that, and there's rumors they're working on a new one for like next year or maybe even the PlayStation 5. But yeah.
Oh, I saw today. Just a thing popped up on Facebook, probably because they knew we were going to do this. That they're bringing out a Ghostbusters VR game.
Yeah, it came out on the PlayStation VR actually, because it's Sony and Ghostbusters. I think it's exclusive to PlayStation VR. So another exclusive thing, but actually I watched a demo on it, and it's supposed to be pretty bad.
It's probably why they didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I know. I think it just quietly launched. There was like just a few little things, like there was like a hot dog stall outside the building or something, and then you can pick up one can, but the rest of the cans are all solid. And I don't know, you just expect to like be able to kind of throw them and knock the other ones off or something. And then the graphics were looking pretty basic, and it was very short. I think it was like, I don't know the price, I think it's like $20, but it's like a 10-minute demo, so it's not like a game or anything, it's just a demo. But yeah.
That's the one thing, we haven't had a full game in one of these yet. It's always been like little segment things. That Robo Recall is a full game, isn't it?
Robo Recall is, so is Superhot, but really full games in VR are probably maximum 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think that's fine. I don't really want to play. I don't want to be in VR for 10 hours.
Oh no, screw you up.
So But I do think we can maybe, like, I really enjoy Superhot as well, and I believe that's 2 or 3 hours, probably the way we play, probably 2 or an hour and a half. We'll breeze through it, but maybe we'll do like a little let's play, Superhot, hour and a half, you and me taking turns each level, something like that, or every other level, and go through it and do like a review of it, because that sounds kind of fun, to give it a go, and you can see the reactions, and maybe you'll fall over again.
I'll definitely fall over again, or I'll try and punch you in the face.
It happens actually. Someone like Fruit Ninja, you were pretty aggressive at Fruit Ninja. I thought you were going to smash the TV off the wall at some point. So.
Yeah, they got like a little buzzer warning of like when you get too close.
There is actually. I took it off. I don't know if I told you that. So just to let everyone know that when you do set up this virtual reality, you can set up a little fake grid system. You basically tell it like, hey, my TV's here and my wall's here. And then when you're in VR, as soon as your arm gets near to it, you'll see like a 3D grid, and it'll say, hey, you're getting close to this thing. But you can actually turn it off, and I turned it off on Friday because I wanted everyone to feel like I can go anywhere. And then I was just going to warn them, hey, you're going to rip the TV off the wall, where if you're on your own, you've got no one to tell you that, so you kind of need it, so it's
going to be, you're going to get those videos like when the Wii came out and people threw it and smashed their TV.
Oh yeah, actually that's why you notice the touch controllers. I said to everyone, like, put the little what's it called, the little wrist guard or a hand bracelet thing on, because you are going to throw these otherwise. The other thing I was just with VR is like, it's a little scary of like, our kids are growing up with that technology, and it's just going to get better and better. Because the other thing that needs improving, and I can't wait until it does, but again, it's going to be scary, is that field of view. Because obviously you can see like black edges around your eyes because it's not the full, but as soon as they get like a bendable 3D screen that goes all the way around your vision, and you can see everywhere and you can't see any black outlines, that's going to be really immersive, because you're just going to be like, oh, am I wearing goggles?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the next step as well. But it's a little scary where it's going. But yeah, like when I used the iPhone for the first time and I was swiping through those touchscreens, I always remember that moment thinking like, wow, this is next generation. And when I put that VR helmet on, like 3 weeks ago, I had the same experience where I was like, wow, this is really powerful. This is really awesome.
Yeah, it's something completely different.
You need to stick with technology, and you need to kind of, embrace it. But it is a little worrying because it's very antisocial as well, like where that can go. Yeah, and it's not just going to be for games. It's for movies as well. What was that one of the big robot we played? It was called Lost.
Lost, yeah.
That was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was from South by Southwest.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, because I watched it, and you were sitting watching me watch it.
And I hadn't played that one, or I hadn't had a go at it, so I wasn't sure what to expect.
And I said, oh, you have to watch it. And you're like, fine, I watched you. You watched it on the screen. I'm like, no, you got to be in this one.
Yeah.
And then you got into it, and you're like, oh, fuck, this is crazy.
The scale of that robot.
Yeah.
So, and like what we're saying is basically, most of what we tried on Friday was games, but this one was a movie. But it was a 3D movie, and you're in a forest, and there's this I think this robot's lost his hand, and its hand is in the forest.
Yeah.
But then you can hear him coming through the forest, and you're not moving, you're just still, but you can look around, and you really do feel like you're in this like nighttime forest of the forest flies and stuff. But then he comes through, and he's massive. I mean, like, if you were to relate him in real life, he's probably like 10 stories high building, isn't he?
Yeah, he's huge, and you feel that. Like when you're watching it on a screen, you're like, oh, okay, he's big. But when you're in it, your head has to look up and tilt and find him, and you're just like, what is going on here?
I know, it's nuts. And again, it's just so weird when you're looking on a screen, because you're like, Paul, what's wrong with you? It's just, he's 2D,
Yeah.
And that's what people are starting to say now, is like, when you're playing like a PlayStation game or an Xbox game or a Nintendo, people are starting to say like, oh, I was playing a 2D game. And it's like, oh, like Uncharted, oh, it's a 2D game. And it's like, can you imagine like in another 5 years, maybe 10, when we're inside Uncharted 7, and it's 3D, like that's something else.
Yeah, they call them 2D games like they're old Mario or old Sonic games.
I mean, the other thing as well is movement. So movement, when you're in a character, you tend to, what VR does is teleportation. So you actually hold down a stick, or everyone does it in a slightly different way, but you teleport yourself.
Yeah.
So it does take you slightly out of the experience, but it's still a good way of moving, because the only other way of actually physically moving, and they do have them, are 360 treadmills.
Right.
And so you can actually like run or walk. That must really get you in the experience, but realistically, no one's buying one of those for their house,
No.
That's why driving games do quite well, because everyone's got a chair at home. So you just sit down on a chair, and in the car, you can pretty much look 180. You don't need to look behind you so much.
No.
So driving's really, really good. And then some people hook their own steering wheels up, and then when you see your hands on the steering wheel, it's like you're actually physically touching a steering wheel. I could imagine that being pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy in about, one more generation when it's wireless and it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lighter and it's better graphics, better resolution.
Exactly, yeah. But they've done one more last thing for just a shout out to the Oculus is they did a really good the box like that it comes in like super good quality like unboxing. If I was ever going to do an unboxing, I'd do one for this because like the box has
you'd
this,
put
like,
it
nice...
back in the box and then you'd unbox it again.
Yeah, no, this is brand new. It's still I think it's starting to go, but it has that new text smell as well.
The new text smell.
The new text smell, yeah. It's a nice smell. But yeah, just unboxing it, everything's really good quality. The actual headset itself is made super nice.
Yeah.
I hear that the Vive is a bit chunky and a bit bulky, but Vive has its own advantages as well and stuff. But yeah, I was impressed with the quality of the system. But then again, it is $800, so
yeah. So you're paying for another console, really.
Yeah, you're paying for that, and then basically what we were messing around with on Friday was around $2,500 Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So we're playing with a PC that can run it pretty well. We were playing with the touch controllers and a headset, and not that many people have all of that as once because. Who's investing in $2,500 just to play Superhot in VR? You know,
yeah,
it's hard. But I know that Oculus have been lowering the price. I think they lowered it $200 and stuff. So it's getting there.
Yeah,
another year or two, it's going to be even less, and there's going to be hundreds or millions of other people that will play it because it'll be much cheaper for them.
Yeah, I'd say they'll aim for that like hardcore market. Because playing a game like Superhot with friends would be great.
Yeah.
So if they just aim for that, the guys who already got the really high-end PCs, that they got to bring out games in that kind of category.
Totally. I think another cool thing we were talking about it on Friday would be when you're in the experience, it is very, very much just you. Like it's fun to watch, but you're in there, and it's not the same for me watching. So it would be kind of cool, and I think there are a few games where I could do something to the world on the outside that affects you. So something like, oh, I want an enemy to come in from this corner and this corner, and I want two to come in from the bottom. And then you're like, oh, shit, what's going on here,
Yeah, I get you.
That'd be kind of cool, because it gets the people outside the experience playing.
Yeah, like if you could connect a PlayStation regular game to to that kind of thing, then you could just be playing your whatever, and then I'll be in the version with the VR of it.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. And then we did do a little, it was kind of a haunted, not really that haunted actually, but it was more of an escape room, wasn't it? I thought that was quite fun, because one of our friends was playing, and we were like helping him, because he had to put a cube on somewhere, and then he had to turn the cog, and he was like, oh, I don't know what to do, guys. And then we were pitching in and saying like, oh, try going over here and using the candle for this. So that was kind of cool as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way it's going to kind of go for those games, because you can have people sitting around helping you play it.
Yeah.
And then you could be in it and you're just kind of doing what they tell you to do kind of situations.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you had The Martian, you could have the guy in the Martian helmet, like, and he's on Mars, and then you're outside it and you're trying to figure out ways of getting him home safe, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, escape rooms. Yeah, that'd be big. That'd be good. And then eventually, like, as the tech gets cheaper, you'll have, I don't think many houses will have it, but imagine if we were living together and then you had one and I had one and we were playing in the same room, but in with two Oculuses,
Oh, yeah. Like that would be the top level.
That would be top level, but that's also too expensive. That's an expensive household there. It's like a $5,000 system.
Yeah, now it's way too expensive, but it'll definitely get there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The thing about it as well is when you take it away from the games and the entertainment, like we talked about it, there's one where you're out in the solar system, you're looking at all the planets. Like
that's right.
This thing's going to change education.
Oh yes, big time. And it's going to go to the phone. Like the future of all of this is the phone, because the phone's wireless and their graphics cards on phones are getting better and better. I think they said the iPhone 9, not this year but next year, is going to be as powerful as or more powerful than the Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s.
Holy shit.
So that's where that's going, and then it's only going to get better and better. So the iPhone 10 or 11 will be PlayStation 4, eventually, before you know it, you're going to be having PlayStation graphics on a phone, like really, really soon.
Yeah, like in 5 years you'll be able to get
within
low
5
level
years,
VR. Yeah.
Then you got the next issue of battery. So yeah, sure, it might be able to play Uncharted 4 on your phone, but you'll be playing it for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
because your phone will. But eventually, battery technology will get better. But that is the future of VR, is on the phone.
Yeah,
and then also tracking your hands. So I know that Oculus they're working on gloves so that you can get the whole movement of picking something up. So with the touch controllers we were playing with, your thumb and your finger were pretty good. You could do thumbs up really easily. You can point at stuff. But full actual gripping something, you still have to press a trigger to do that. So it takes you a little bit out of the experience.
Yeah.
But my issue is if you have a glove and you picked up a gun, you kind of want to press a physical trigger. I think that they're trying to fix that by, you've still got a glove, but when you actually eventually close your hand, you actually squeeze into a controller.
Right.
There's a controller on your palm as well. I could be wrong though, but I think like a glove feels like the next step, but I still want to press something when I trigger something, you know?
Oh yeah. You want that feedback from it.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
It'll probably just turn into like a full accessory where you get a gun accessory and it goes onto like
I think so.
A magnet on your belt or something.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense. Actually, that'd be awesome.
And then you got your 2 gloves, so you can like grab things, fight things, and then you just pick the gun off your holster. Yeah.
Awesome.
Because that's the thing; it makes you feel the experience.
Yeah.
Like when you're fighting the guys and you're pulling the guns out of thin air and you're moving with it.
Yeah.
Because you're physically doing it, it just gives you a better enjoyment of the whole situation.
Definitely.
It's
a workout as well.
Yeah, it's a
like,
workout.
There's a rock climbing one, and I was doing it for about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And after a while, my arms, because they were in the air the whole time, I was like, wow, my arms are like, I need to rest them. I need to put them down by my side. You know?
It wants to get that sensor tech down and it's wireless and you have to run around and dodge and everything. You're going to have a workout with that thing.
Oh, yeah. And that's, again, another... There's going to be those apps, isn't there? P90X and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's going to be great. It's going to be like a nice advancement because it gets all the fun of the game, but then you get to work out and be healthy.
Yeah.
Like you're not just sitting there playing Call of Duty. You're actually running from obstacle to obstacle, getting from hiding place to hiding place.
Totally.
You have to turn your head. You have to look up and down.
You're probably able to get over some phobias as well, like spiders, snakes, heights, you know?
Yeah, like
that's definitely going to help with that stuff.
Yeah.
Or just not help at all and really freak you out.
I'm on the top of the mountain again. I don't know. I think it's going to make a big difference.
Just
to
overall,
a lot of people.
Awesome experience. And
I'm looking forward to the future.
I totally
all
agree.
the games are going to get.
What a time that we live in, Paul.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive. Yeah, that's the one. The last one I was just going to talk about, and it's kind of just to do with the gaming and movies and everything. Disney World are doing, do you know, like Marvel are doing like their rides for Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they've got Star Wars there as well. Star Wars have got their whole world. I think there's Harry Potter Land, and then Nintendo are doing a Nintendo.
I saw there was an Avatar world or something was coming.
Oh yeah, that as well. Yeah, but this is actually just rides actually at Disney World, but that's going to be a pretty awesome place to go to. Just with all, like, I know that they're doing a lot of the rides now are involving VR as well, like roller coasters where you'll be able to get on and then do a roller coaster. But what you see is like, I think there's a Superman ride where your roller coaster goes off the track and he picks you up. But as he's picking you up, he's taking you up. But really, that in the roller coaster, you're just going up the conveyor belt, and then someone hits Superman, so then he drops you. So when you drop, you're dropping, you know.
Oh, right, yeah. World. That's pretty cool.
So that's kind of cool. That's another way of using it. And I know David Blaine, the magician in no, not David Blaine. Who's
Darren
British
Brown.
guy?
Yeah,
Darren Brown. He has one in Alton Towers in England,
yeah.
I believe. I'd love to try those out as well. But so Marvel and Star Wars and Nintendo are doing things like that at Disney World and Universal Studios. So that's going to be a pretty magical place to go to, or even for adults. That's the thing.
Yeah. Especially, when it goes back to wireless, that's going to be the game changer. Because now, when you have to put on the big helmet and the wire and all that, you can kind of feel it when you're moving around.
Yeah.
But if you put on something that's pretty lightweight and wireless, after like 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to be like, oh no, I'm in this now. You know what I mean?
Totally, man. Yeah.
It's going to be a weird world to live in about, I don't know, 5 years when this is all over the place.
Yeah. But the thing is, we're just going to be so into it. Like, you know, it's not just like we've been dropped in it. It's going to progress, get better over time, and then, you know, we'll be used to it by that time.
Yeah, we'll be used to it. But like we were talking about, if you're 6 years old and someone's giving you this
I know, yeah, it's true.
Okay, it's time to watch a movie, kids, and put on your headsets.
Yeah.
Because they had one of them. What was it called? Like Henry the Hedgehog. And that was for kids. Where you sit down on the floor and like you can look around his little house and everything. And it's a movie.
That's right.
It kind of plays out. But for a kid, they can actually, like, it really helps a kid connect with the story.
Yeah.
So who knows where it's going to go.
Like we said, it's not just games, is it? It's going to be movies as well, and other little experiences here and there. I don't know if you got any tech stuff you wanted to talk about, man. But I just wanted to feature like the Oculus, seeing as it's kind of gaming, but it's mainly tech because it's so special.
Oh, the only tech thing I have for this week, I just saw it like about an hour ago, is Uber pulled all their self-driving cars off the road.
Funny enough, I just read that as well. I wasn't sure if I was going to mention it or not, because one of them actually crashed in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. It flipped on its side.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's not going to look good. But they still don't know if it was... They didn't say... From what I read in the article, they said it was going to be the other driver's fault and not the car. But just for liability, they're just taking all of them off the road till they get it cleared up. But no one's ever said self-driving cars are going to be perfect. So I don't know why people always freak out. Yeah. If they're like 5 or 10 times better than regular people, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's pretty, I mean, it's already dangerous to be on the roads. So if everyone is a computer driver in there, because usually it probably crashed because it was another human's fault or something.
Yeah, that's what they said. It was the yield right of way, and the guy didn't let the car through, so the Uber hit him. Yeah. So they're gonna be like, oh, the Uber should have known it was gonna get hit. It's like, yeah, but that guy screwed up. He didn't follow the signs.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think there's any self-driving cars right now in Toronto.
No, I don't think there's any here.
I think it's more in the States, isn't it, right now?
Yeah. I've always had a worry now. Not a worry, but this is a thing you can probably figure out is, somebody has to code it and they have to like take all the data and then they create the code so the car knows what to do. At some point, someone is going to have to make a moral decision on what that car is going to do. So I think the example was if the car is driving down the street and you're sitting there and the car is driving itself and another car comes in the way, it'll turn out of the way and it'll save you. Yeah. But if it's in a situation where turning out of the way will put it headlong into some pedestrian on the sidewalk, what is the car going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's also machine learning. So it's like if it does that, if it knows it's a pedestrian, it should be smart enough, and hopefully people have thought about it, that it needs to look up statistics and it needs to look up, I don't know, maybe it could even go into details and there's 5 people in the car but there's only one person on the
yeah, like that's what I was saying about the moral equation. Like if there's one of you in the car and one person on the sidewalk, the car's got like a 50-50 choice. But if there's one of you in the car and there's 5 school kids on the sidewalk, then what is it going to do? Is it going to say, oh, well, those 5 kids don't have a car, so I can hit them? Yeah,
I know.
They didn't pay my insurance this month.
Yeah.
But what I'm not worried about, what I'm interested in is that somebody really will have to sit down and type that code up.
Yeah.
Like their job is going to be the moral coder.
It's true, yeah.
And I'm like, what is the legal situation in?
Yeah, where's he getting it from? What book is he getting it from that says this is okay?
Yeah, I don't think there is an okay.
That's definitely going to be a thing.
Someone's going to have to make that choice. It's going to be like a weird day in that guy's job. It's like, well, I just told the car that if there's 2 people going to die, this person's the one that you should kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to happen at some point, and then people can reference this podcast. So.
Yeah, so it was Neri's fault. He didn't care for those school kids.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
So for me, that's like where self-driving, all that like autonomous thing is going to be pretty interesting. Like how we're going to address that, because I'll have to go to the courts and all that.
Bloody courts.
You got any gaming news this week, or are you just too busy playing your Oculus?
No, actually, the Oculus has taken me away from the PlayStation a little bit, but I purposely left it at work so I'll do some PlayStation stuff. But actually, that's my first thing in the gaming is just a shout out to the PlayStation sales. Like they have flash sale every month. They do a really good job on their store of just kind of there's a sale one way or the other. It's either just like an exclusive sale because there's a game coming out, or they have these flash sales every month which they'll knock off like 20 to 70% off a game. So I picked up God of War 3, like a remaster of it, and I've been looking to get it, and in the store it's like $25.
Is that the one? I think your brother had that. I think I played that one.
Yeah, but I think it might be the one you played, or it might be the third one. I can't remember if you played 1 and 2, or I think you did play it. But what it is it's remastered, so it's like 1080p graphics and it's a bit faster and looks a little better. Picked it up for like $4 in the flash.
Oh wow, that is good.
I was like, okay, I'll take that. And then there was a couple of other little indie games which I've been wanting to pick up. So I picked up like 3 games for $15 or something. And I think it told me I saved like $32. So they're just doing a really good job with those flash sales. I always wait every month because I'm like, oh, I want to pick up this game, but I'll just wait until this flash sale comes out.
Hang on, are PlayStation just stealing the Nintendo idea? Because you had a rant about this a while ago, how Nintendo they bring out Super Mario 3 every new console. So are PlayStation just doing the same? And they're like, we'll just bring out God of War 1, 2, and 3 and charge $4 for it.
Nah, it's slightly different. It's like a remastered version and everything. So I think it's allowed for that because it's such a staple game. But the way everyone's doing it now, when you buy it, you kind of keep it. It's in your little bank. And when the PlayStation 5 comes out, you should be able to play it still. But yeah, just Nintendo with their blooming Mario Brothers. Like, people have probably bought it like 7 times because you're just rebuying the game all over again. Whereas this God of War, it just came out last year as like a remastered thing. So it's not like they do that every year or anything like that. But yeah, no, just impressed with their little sales that they've got. Still playing through Horizon. Tearaway as well. Tearaway was free on the PlayStation Plus. So basically every month, PlayStation give you free games as well.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I know they're just, it's
that's why they have so many bloody subscribers and buyers.
Yeah, well, you have to pay $70, and that allows you to play online. But it's $70 for a year. But then with that, you get 2 or 3 games a month. So like, it's well worth it. So
yeah, that is a good deal.
And they give you really good games. Next month, there's one called Drawn to Death. Really, it looks kind of cool. And the whole game is someone's sketchbook, and he's just been drawing characters with his like big pen. But all the characters have come alive, and you play them like in Gears of War behind the character style.
Oh yeah.
But the whole game is just drawn. So no one's like made a text or anything. It's all just drawn from big pens. So that's one of the free games. So that's going to be kind of cool to play. And I think, funny enough, that's done by a God of War, like God of War developer or something.
Oh, cool.
But no, PlayStation just been doing a good job of like good quality games, giving away some good free ones. So yeah, like I said, I was playing that Tearaway, Horizon, and then just some like little indie ones here and there. So it's been fun.
Have they got any good VR games coming out better than that shitty Ghostbusters?
They do. PlayStation have got this one called Farpoint, and funny enough, for that one you can buy a gun to go with it.
Was that a TV show?
I think it is as well. Farpoint. I know there's Far Side, obviously, but
yeah.
But Farpoint, maybe you'd have to.
Farpoint. I think that's Star Trek. Farpoint Station.
But anyway, this Farpoint game requires a gun, or sorry, it doesn't require, but you can buy one.
Oh yeah,
and you put the little controller inside of it, so that's kind of cool. That's the next biggest one for them. And then they've also obviously got Resident Evil. They've got Resident Evil 7 like exclusive until next year, but. So next year we'll be able to play it on the Oculus.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's kind of cool. I know that one of our subscribers mentioned Mass Effect a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. That's out now, Andromeda.
All right, yeah.
So that came out. I haven't played it. I have heard that it's come out with a mixed reaction. So usually Mass Effect is like AAA, like always hits the mark. This one I've heard a couple of mixed reviews. I'm not a fan of the series, so I don't play it so much. I do have friends that do play it, so I'll get their reactions. But I think it's got 75 Metacritic right now, which is good. Okay. It's in the green. But I've heard that people were expecting just a little more, so we'll have to wait and see how that pans out, really. But
is it a new developer like Halo when they got different guys to make it?
I believe it's the same developer, but they are using a new engine, and it's using the Battlefield 1 engine, so it looks fabulous. But it's always had a really good story, Mass Effect, so I don't know if it's still like that or not. I can't really comment too much on it because I don't know the series that well, but I do know that it's a game where you don't need to play 1, 2, or 3. You can just jump in straight to 4, which is kind of handy. But maybe the hardcore people kind of wanted it to carry on or something. I'm not sure. Yeah,
like if you've invested however many hours that game takes, like 100 hours.
Yeah.
You kind of want to be like, well, what's the point in starting a brand new campaign?
That's what I've heard. I'm sure it's the same universe, but I think it's a new character and people and stuff. But
yeah.
So yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. And like I said, I do have a friend that's hugely into those games, so I'll get his point of view on it as well.
Yeah.
Another one is Zelda. We played Zelda on the Switch, didn't we? That is, I think the Metacritic on that is 98. It's the highest rated game. I think it's the highest rated Nintendo game like ever or since the Zelda from Nintendo 64. And it's just supposed to be fabulous, like really, really good. The reason why I'm mentioning it is that I think I mentioned on a podcast before there's an emulator which kind of emulates Zelda. Technically, it's illegal. You're not supposed to steal these things, but it happens.
But if they wanted to, they could.
People have been emulating stuff. Like you can play N64 on your computer quite easily. You just type in N64 emulate and you can download it. It is illegal. So anyway, there are 2 people and they emulate the Nintendo Wii U, which is now dead. But the last game to come out on it was Zelda. So they're re-emulating Zelda, and they're doing
Is that a
really,
word?
really well.
That doesn't sound like a word. Re-emulating.
Re-emulating. I possibly just made that word up.
I'm keeping it. That's a new one.
The interesting thing is these two guys, we'll have to do a shout out to them, and it's Cemu. Cemu. Cemu Emulator. Cemu. And they've got a Patreon. So this is the interesting thing. Their Patreon, when I found out about this like 6 months ago, and I was like, oh, Wii U games, that's cool. And I think their Patreon was about 1,500 a month, which is pretty good. And everyone's like, giving them this money, saying like, keep it up, guys, do this and that. And then they got Zelda working. And people are like, hang on a second, are you telling me I don't have to buy a Switch or a Wii U? I can just play it on the PC? And then obviously it's buggy and everything like that. Their Patreon is over 20,000 a month now.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It's just shot up. That shows you. I mean, I don't know, Nintendo might try and shut it down and stuff. And I'm not saying you should go out there and like, cheat Nintendo and do it. But some people are actually still buying Zelda in the shops, just to kind of support the developer, even though they don't have the console,
Yeah.
And then that's their way of saying like, hey, I've bought it. Maybe they've given it to their mate that does have a Wii U, but then they emulate it themselves,
Yeah.
So I just thought that I like the whole Patreon story. They're over 20,000. There's only two guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's well deserved. I know that they're doing something illegal, but at the same time, it happens. Someone's going to do it. If it's not them,
yeah, but it's not quite piracy. Like it's kind of a tribute to the game.
It is. It is.
Like,
yeah.
We like it so much that we want anybody to have access to it.
Yeah, I think
if Nintendo were smart, they would just have a very quiet deal set up where like we'll take 10% of everything you make.
Yeah.
But we'll look the other way.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool actually. I wonder if like something like that even happens, but I'm sure they've probably been. It's started to pick up. Like it's made quite a few news websites, like big ones. The funny thing is, when it does get picked up like that, more people know about it, and their Patreon just goes higher.
Yeah.
So it's like a double-edged sword, really. It's like, but then if it gets picked up, say like if the BBC was to like say, hey, this has come up, they'd probably get shut down because Nintendo are gonna know about it. But can you imagine just for the first couple of days if like Nintendo didn't do anything about it and it was on the front of BBC or something?
Yeah.
Their Patreon would probably go over 100,000 or something.
No such thing as bad publicity.
So yeah, I know. I like that little story though, and it is a shout out to them. They've done well. I have to admit, I've tried it out and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried the Zelda out, but I've just tried a couple of other things, and it does work.
So you're breaking the law for your love of games.
Exactly.
This is what you do for our listeners. You break the law.
And I pay it back in so many other ways, like by buying the Oculus controllers and buying a PlayStation 4. And so yeah, that's kind of cool. Another one on the list is Call of Duty. So Battlefield 1 came out, and it was World War 1. And then Call of Duty, they had the future one, I think.
They're running out of wars, aren't they? They need to start a new one.
They are running out of wars.
They need to get a new one going.
So the new Call of Duty, I think 2 days ago, they leaked some artwork, and it's going back to its roots. It's going back to World War 2.
Right.
I think that's a cool move. I think it's great.
Did we win that one? I think we won that one.
Did we? Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is the only I can't help but think that they're following in like Battlefield's footsteps. Though it's just like, they've gone back to World War 1. We'll do World War 2 then, But then Battlefield will do something else, and they'll probably be like, oh yeah, that kind of works pretty well. Maybe we'll do that. But Call of Duty did start at the World Wars, so I think it's cool that they're going back to it. But I'm kind of fed up with the Call of Duties. I can't be arsed with them. But I just find it funny that Battlefield 1 came out and did really well, and now Call of Duty, because their future one didn't do too well.
Right.
Now they're like, all right, we're going back to the war as well.
Oh yeah, that was Infinity. That was the one that everyone hated.
Yeah, it did have Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. He was the bad guy in it.
All right.
So, but I didn't play a lot of it. But and then the other thing with gaming is, and this is to be expected, but GameStop, so EB Games in Canada, and I think it's Game in England. What's your game stores in Ireland? What are they called?
I can't remember. HMV, and then.
Oh yeah, was it EB? Was it EB Games or Game?
GameStop or EB Games rings a bell.
Yeah, so in England it's Game, and then they got bought over. Yeah. They got bought over by EB Games. So I believe EB Games is GameStop as well. So GameStop owns them all. Anyway, they're closing in America 150 stores because everyone is starting to buy digital online, and they're not going to get a physical game anymore because digital is becoming a bit cheaper. It's more convenient. You can download it. while you're at work and it's ready for you when you get home, you know, stuff like that. So these guys are basically like Blockbuster right now. You know, they're dying and they need to do something about it because they are.
Yeah, it's like when Netflix came into it.
Kill them. Yeah. So yeah, I knew it was going to happen eventually, but hopefully, believe they're starting to publish games now because they've got a lot of money, GameStop. So I think they're starting to say like, hey, this is a cool game, we'll help publish it and bring it out. So that's the smart move. But it'll be interesting to see in another even 5 years if they're still around.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't see how they could
be.
Weird
to tell your kids that, you know, like, oh, we used to go to these stores to pick up the games. They're like, what? You know, like, why don't you just download it? It's like, oh no, we like to physically hold something.
Yeah. There's no reason for anything to stay physical if you don't need it to. That's kind of the bottom line.
Yeah, the only advantage to it is that, like, I have Horizon and I have a couple of other games on PS4. When I'm done with them, I can bring them to EB and say like, oh, how much do you give me for this? And they'll be like, oh, we'll give you $50 for this, you know, whatever. And then I can buy another game. But however, all they need to do is just do that online. So just if I buy Horizon online, and then I can just trade it back in. It's like trade-in value is now this, you know?
Yeah.
Just like, so as soon as they do that, then GameStop actually might die. So, but then again, like I said, they could be smart and get into other things.
They'll have to,
because that's what happened to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Blockbuster just sat there and they just, and then Netflix just took over. iTunes as well.
Yeah, from a finance point of view, you don't have any reason to make a physical thing because that's extra cost.
Yeah. If
you can make it digital and you can distribute digital, like there's no reason to make it physical. I'm not saying like physical things are crap. I like DVDs and all that. But from a guy who's just trying to make a profit for the company, just make it digital. Release it digital.
And it's cheaper for them because you don't have to print it on a disc.
Yeah. You don't have to have a factory. Actually, you don't have to pay people at the factory.
That brings up another article I was reading about the Switch. Switch games are $10 more than any other game. So what came out on the Switch and it was the same game?
I thought the Switch only had Zelda.
But anyway, it's a game that's coming out on... Yeah, I know, yeah. There is a game coming out next month called Ukulele, and it's like a little Mario type game. It's done by the guys that did Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know if you ever played that game. But
no, I don't think so.
Anyway, it's like a Mario type game, but it's coming out on all the systems. But it's $10 more on Switch, and then everyone's like, "Why?" And it's like, "Oh, it's because they have to print it onto a cartridge, you know, not a CD."
Yeah,
cartridge.
I get
and
you.
Cartridges are plastic, and it costs a little bit of money. Now, it doesn't cost them $10 more, but they're obviously being cheeky. But that is another way of, you know, just release it on digital, and you don't even have to go through the regulations of getting it in a store and, you know, and all that lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's better for the environment as well.
It is indeed, yeah. Actually, that's another thing, a Switch game. So, you know, like a little SD card, that's how big a Switch game is. Yep. But the box is as big as a PlayStation 4 box.
That's stupid.
So it's like, why all this bloody plastic?
Yeah, and then you got to drive it to the stores, and you got to, you know, ship it overseas and fly it all over the place from the factories.
Totally. Digital, it's like, boom, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Global. So...
Doesn't cost anything for anybody.
Yeah, the only disadvantage is, you know, for me, so say like if I was to buy Horizon digitally, it's a single player game. So once I finish it, I probably am like, okay, I'm kind of done with it. Like I'll show it to people. But then if I bought it digitally, it's on my system forever. Whereas I could actually trade it in and say like, right, I'm going to play some Uncharted 4 now. And now Uncharted's at least half the price because I still had the game. Yeah. So they just need to work out that side of it. That's all.
I'd say they're going to let that die. They're like, screw it. You bought it. You're done with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure which way. But then going back to those flash sales, when a game's $5, I don't mind buying it online because I'm like, hey, it's $5. It's like a bloody Starbucks latte is almost more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I assume
that was yeah, you're not a coffee drinker, are you?
Not a coffee man. Not
a beer drinker, and you're not a coffee drinker. Who are you?
I don't know what I am anymore. Some sort of small troll figure, I think, with the big blue hair.
I thought you were gone. I thought I just insulted you and you left.
Just disappeared. I'm sick of this.
Cool.
Where's the off button?
Yeah, that's pretty much gaming. So we can go into some movie stuff if you want, man. Man, I'll let you kick it off if you want. I've got a few things going here.
I didn't watch any movies this week, but I did watch the first 6 episodes of Iron Fist.
And that's actually in my list. Let me know what it's like, because I'm not hearing the best of things.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Yeah?
It's just boring as
hell. Have Marvel cocked up now? So, you know, they were on a bit of a winning streak, I guess, with their movies, and they still are.
Yeah.
They cocked. Because what did you compare? You know, comparing it to Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil. It's blatantly the worst one.
It's blatantly the worst one. And it doesn't make sense, because if you have those 3 first, and there's like 2 seasons of Daredevil, so you have 4 seasons of these other shows, how did you not learn your lessons? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, because Like all those other shows are like 13 episodes. And so the season's a bit long. So you get like these kind of filler episodes where things are kind of nothing happening. But this show, like every episode's just boring as hell.
Oh, no. And sorry, did you say you watched all of it or not?
First, I'm on episode 7 now. I watched the first 6.
Okay, and there's 13, isn't there, or something?
Yeah, there's 13. Like the first 3 or 4 episodes could have been made into one. Like that's how much wasted space there is.
That's not good.
And the characters don't make any sense.
I personally don't really like the lead character. I just don't think he fits that role. But I haven't watched it, so I don't want to say. But just from the trailers and everything, I just can't see him as that kind of guy. Yeah,
he's not great. I don't know if I can blame his performance because it's just the way they made the character. He's just a whiny little kid, and there's so much wrong with it. Like it'd be more time to say what's right with it than wrong with it, really.
Yeah,
it's that bad.
I'm kind of glad in a way because I know some people might criticize us on this podcast to be pro Marvel, so I'm kind of glad they've cocked up in a way because we do like DC, and I actually think that new Justice League trailer looked pretty damn good actually. But I'm glad that Marvel have kind of cocked up a little because we do love them all. And it's all good to have competition. So sounds like I'll probably be avoiding Iron Fist. But you know what? I haven't even watched Luke Cage yet, so I need to finish that.
Like Luke Cage had problems in the back half of the season. It was kind of fit episodes that didn't make sense in the same thing. But you think Iron Fist, they'd learned from that. And they just didn't. And they really cocked this up. The character's bad. And the most annoying thing for me is like he's terrible at fighting. Like the fights are mediocre at best. Like they're no better than Daredevil's fights. But he's supposed to be the greatest kung fu master of all.
Right. Is it done by are all of those done by different people, directors and stuff?
Like, they're all.
You know how like Daredevil had like really awesome fight scenes.
Yeah, I know. They have different showrunners and different guys on each thing. So you can't blame, like, it's not like one team that are doing all of it.
Sure.
But I think whoever's like did this one is not going to get hired again.
Oh, that's a shame, but it does happen. Yeah, going into that Justice League trailer, because DC, they've hit back and they've got this trailer. What did you think of it? I saw your tweet that came out, but I didn't.
That was our tweet.
Your
name's on it too.
I know. Yeah,
you're going down with me.
But I actually thought that looked pretty cool. One thing that stood out. And again, I don't want to just point out all the bad bits, but I did think that the cyborg dude looked a bit CG. Like he didn't look like he wasn't even
fully rendered.
Even have that suit on or anything. You know how like Iron Man, he's got that thing on, like he's got the suit on, and then obviously when he's flying, it's CG. But it looked like when he was walking around, like that whole CGI was just being wrapped around him, and I'm not sure. Maybe it was just a trailer, but I don't know.
No, I don't.
But the rest of the trailer and the way they put it together, I thought was actually looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, I worry because it didn't show much of the story. It just showed all the cool bits. It did like a Suicide Squad. It had a pop song, had the funny moments, showed all the characters, and then like had a couple of strong lines and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that looks great. And I get the fact that the movie's still 7 months away, so you don't want to show too much. And we always bitch about trailers anyway.
Yeah, I know, especially when you get to the third one, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so I don't know what to make of it. Like, because we know this backstory and like how rushed it was, I guess that's kind of coloring my perception of it.
Sure.
But I want it to be good. We both want it to be good.
Yeah, we won't know until we see a bit more, and we don't want it to spoil either. But I know you picked up on it on Wonder Woman, where she has only said 3 words, and that's a bit worrying. So hopefully it doesn't go down that route. The trailer I think it's played its part for trailer 1, but they need to start showing a few more things in trailer 2. I don't really want to watch anything beyond that. But one thing I was actually really surprised by was it was trailer 1. I thought there had been trailers, but there hadn't. It had just been teasers,
they released something at Comic-Con where they showed Barry Allen meeting Batman.
Okay.
And that was just to try and show the new tone of it. Like, that's the thing about it. I think that's kicking me as well, is that you look at it and it looks kind of the same as Batman Superman.
It does. It definitely has that. It has a certain look to it, which, you know what, I don't mind. It's just...
I don't mind it, but like when you look at the look of it and then you look at the tone of it, like Batman's in this giant robot batsuit thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this movie clearly doesn't give a fuck about the Batman Superman movie.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot have these two existing in the same world. And that was my problem with Batman Superman's flaws, is that it doesn't set up the DC universe. So now you have this DC universe where Batman has a giant battle suit, and you have like all these superheroes, and everything's big and extravagant.
Yeah.
And you're like, so why was he fighting Superman in like a little tin suit, looking like a rusted panda? Like it doesn't. I don't. You know, like those films are they're never going to address it. They're just going to say that film's forgotten. Don't worry about it. We're sorry.
Yeah, it is annoying when they do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they'll go with it, but it does feel like they're doing another Batman vs Superman. It looks cool. Like all the trailer, they're pulling those formations, you know, where they're all standing together, and you know, when they jump down and they look up and their hair's brushed in the wind, you know, all that bollocks. I don't mind that for a trailer one. It's just like they need to step it up with the next thing and show a bit more of the plot and the story and the acting.
Yeah. Well, they show like little hints here and there. I did like the Flash effects. I thought he looked pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, you're a big Flash fan, aren't you?
I am a Flash fan. I think the way they made him move, just that super zippy from place to place, that was great.
I feel like that guy who's playing him, is going to be pretty cool. And I also feel like Aquaman's going to be good as well. Yeah. Like, I like those actors. I don't know, Wonder Woman. Actually, did you hear that people were criticizing Wonder Woman because her underarm hair, like, she had shaven under there, and she was like, no, she should have hair under her arms. I was just like, people just complain about anything.
They'll complain about anything, yeah. What's that got to do with the story, for God's sake?
Aquaman just looks like, already from that trailer, he's just like, I think his own separate film people are definitely going to want to see.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing with the film, is that we know Superman's coming back, so he has to come back at some point.
That's right, and it'll be at the end, and it'll be like him in a dark suit. They'll probably be in trouble, and he'll come, and he'll be in the black suit, and he'll save the day or something. Yeah, something will happen like that, I'm sure.
But they have that, and then they've also got to introduce Cyborg, Aquaman, and Flash.
I know they're doing like a Suicide Squad where they've got too many characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about
for a certain amount of time.
And technically, I guess you kind of introduce Wonder Woman. Well, I know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Hopefully, the film does that, and you don't have to do it as much. And she's already been in Batman vs Superman as well.
Yeah,
I feel like the Wonder Woman film's already come out because now I watched that trailer, but it hasn't.
No, it hasn't. And
I feel like with the amount of stuff we've seen in the trailer, and then seeing her in Batman vs Superman, now seeing her in this trailer, it's just like, where is the Wonder Woman film? Like, did it come out?
Yeah, like if you're somebody who doesn't really follow it, you're gonna get confused now.
You definitely will.
This is the problem we had with, like, why are you bringing out Wonder Woman's movie, which is set 100 years ago?
Yeah.
And then you're bringing this out like a few months later. You're just like, how is someone who's just like flicking through Facebook going to understand what DC are releasing?
I know. I know we touched on it before because it's like a bit like Captain America, but that Captain America film and then the Avengers was like, 2-3 years apart. So,
well, there was Captain America, and then there was Thor, and then there was Avengers.
But
then there was Iron Man 2 and then Avengers.
But there was like time between it, whereas there's going to be probably 5 months between the films, isn't there?
Yeah, 5 months. So even if you're going to go see Wonder Woman, you're going to be like, well, what's the point? I know she's going to be in Justice League in 5 months.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Yeah, you could say that about Captain America as well. But,
yeah, I guess it's just the timing of it. Like you said, it's like there was years between those films.
Yeah. It made it kind of feel a little more natural, but
like last month was when the Wonder Woman trailer came out, like 3 weeks ago, and now you've got the Justice League trailer.
Yeah,
just for regular people watching, you're like, what's going on?
And they all had their own little teasers, didn't they? I think that was maybe a bit much, but they all had, Aquaman had a teaser and Flash had a teaser.
Yeah,
I didn't actually click on them all, but I don't know. I felt like that might have been a bit too much.
It's one of those weird situations of like the teasers are great for fans to get them excited, but like regular people, they don't know who Cyborg is. They don't care. I know. They'd be like, "Where's Superman? Is Superman in this one? Wasn't he in the last one?"
What else is out? Power Rangers is out, isn't it? You were kind of keen on that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was interested in how they did it, but it's not getting the best reviews.
Oh, is it not? I haven't really heard much about it. So
it's what like everyone expected. It's like the trailer. The trailers gave the best bits. So
sure.
If you've seen the trailers, you've kind of seen it all.
Right.
Which I guess is what they fooled me. They got me with the trailers. I'm like, the trailers look good.
Yeah. Unlucky. And then Beauty and the Beast as well, which I think I'm going to be seeing at some point. But that's apparently doing quite well. So
maybe you should watch the original first so you know what's going on.
Watch the cartoon version, yeah.
It's about a woman, bestiality, talking plates. Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
What was I watching last week? Last week I put some old school disaster films on. Just went on the good old Netflix. Watched Volcano.
Oh yeah.
And then watched Armageddon after. And then just this morning watched Dante's Peak.
Ah, good old Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Quite like it. And then another one might watch is Poseidon.
Oh, the Poseidon Adventure. Oh wait,
yeah.
Wait,
the Poseidon. Well, there's the 1970 old school one with like the tidal wave that knocks the boat over.
That's Gene Hackman. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And then there's the new one as well. I got both of them, so.
Oh, there's a new one.
Maybe I'll put them side by side.
Is this because you're getting excited for The Rock's new movie? He's doing
what's he doing?
He's doing Rampage, and then he's doing a movie called, I think it's Skyscraper or High.
Rampage will be awesome.
Yeah, he's doing that one, but he's doing one in China, which is like a mile-high skyscraper, and there's a There's a fire, and he has to get up to the top of the building to save his family.
Oh wow,
his family's always in trouble. That guy,
they're always San Andreas as well. I think I watched that on a plane.
Oh yeah, they're making San Andreas too. That was the other one.
Oh really? Wow. Number 2 is just like they're just going to rebuild the city, and then it's just going to happen again. Yeah. I just found it funny just watching these classic films. Volcano, that was a good one as well. But looking at some of the CGI in there, or not CGI, just the props. I kind of miss films of just props.
Yeah, they're great. So, it's just a little bit more artistic talent involved in them.
Yeah, you know what film did that really well, like with props, was Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh Tarantino's.
Yeah, that was excellent. That was really good. So. But because some of that stuff in there, you'd think like, oh, did they use computer graphics? Like, nope, it's all costume.
Yeah, he got all the great old makeup artists to do it.
Yeah, and he played in the film himself.
Yeah, one of the guys who did that is now involved with The Walking Dead.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, you can totally tell actually.
Yeah, Greg Nicotero, and there's another guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
So, have you been watching The Walking Dead?
No,
you gotta watch it tonight.
I think I've mentioned it, but I think I'm out. I think I'm
You're
out of it.
He's out.
I do. Yes. What I do.
He's out. Everybody hears it. He's out. He's out.
Wow. I haven't watched it for like 3 or 4 weeks, but I do follow it. Like I know what's happening,
right?
But I do follow it. And apparently, again, spoiler alert for people who are watching it but aren't caught up. Apparently, what's her name? The one that's going to be the captain.
Sasha.
Yeah. Apparently, she's on some kind of suicide mission right now. So.
Oh right. So she's dead.
She's basically put her Star Trek uniform on in The Walking Dead. Going over to the Star Trek thing very quickly, though, is a picture just leaked today, or not leaked, but the cast, the whole Star Trek crew cast, they're in some bar or whatever, and you can see them all. So you can see who's playing like Spock and all that lot.
Oh, really?
And she's in it as well, yeah. It's just them, like I said, just out and about, but they're all there kind of, because that's coming out this year,
That's shooting in Toronto.
Yeah, it's shooting in Toronto this year, and then the cool thing with that is they're waiting to release a VR experience where you can be on the Enterprise, and I think they're going to launch it with that, so we'll have to give that a go.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, the game was supposed to come out, I think, around now, but I think they're going to delay it and say, hey, let's make it even better, and we'll release it with the TV series.
Yeah. Well, the TV series being delayed, so we'll see how that turns out.
It has, yeah. So, but going back to The Walking Dead, it'll be interesting to see. I'm guessing it's The Walking Dead. I'm guessing they're going to kill her off, or maybe she'll just wander off in the woods. But I think she's probably dead.
She'll just wander off into the woods.
Well, sometimes they do that because then they want them to come back at some point, but I don't think she's coming back.
She's going to find herself.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm out of that one, man. It's just I'm kind of fed up. Let me know when Rick's dead, and then maybe I'll go back in. So yeah, apparently he's doing Love Actually 2 or something.
No, they did it. They did it 2 days ago for Red Nose Day.
Oh, okay. Because I saw him holding something up.
Yeah, they got him back, and they got Liam Neeson and Keira Knightley. So they did like a mini movie catch up on what happened to them all in the last 15 years.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, you'll be able to find it.
The Red Nose Day I enjoyed was. Did you see the Luther one?
No, I didn't see it.
You gotta look it up. It's pretty funny. With he's coming home. His mum's giving him a ring, and he's brought home a chicken from the supermarket.
Right.
But he puts it down on the table, and his brother is at home, and his brother looks like exactly like him. But he puts it down. His brother's like, "What the hell are you doing? Bringing home." Scene of a crime, and he's like, this thing's dead, and then and he's like, it's just a fucking chicken, and he's like, no, you brought home your work, and then I don't know, it just goes off, but it's actually pretty funny. There's lots of footballers in it. I think I keep forgetting his bloody name. There's like a couple of Arsenal guys and Manchester guys in there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Worth watching. It's like a 5-minute little sketch.
Yeah,
but
good to catch out Idris relaxing for once.
Oh yes, I'd love to see him as James Bond, man. I really would.
I think they after that leak and Sony got found out about all their shit.
Yeah,
they have to go. They have to start veering left and taking all these outside chances.
Yeah, I hope so, because it was going to be Tom Hiddleston, wasn't it?
He was in the running. No one's actually decided yet. Because I think it was you that told me that Craig might do one more.
I did hear that he was maybe going to do one more. Because after the last one, I heard, like, this is definitely it. But then I think they just threw a bunch of money his way. And then I just heard somewhere that he might be doing just another one. But then maybe that's because, they just can't decide on Idris or someone else or whatever.
Oh, if anybody out there is a fan of Craig, I know he's got an Omaze competition running at the moment. I saw it on Facebook. If you put in $10, you have a chance to win a trip to meet him and drive a special Aston Martin Vantage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's one that, Omaze, you ever heard that?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it's great. Like, it's this website where it's usually a tie-in to things. Like Guardians of the Galaxy did one.
Right.
So what happens is Chris Pratt does this video and he says, okay, if you enter this competition, you can come to the set. I'll talk you around for the day and I'll help you out. I'll talk you around for the day. That's words. But like you get to see behind the scenes, you'll get to hang out with us. This was for Guardians too, like last year.
Okay.
And then whatever it is, like $5 or $10, and then all that money goes to charity. So it's a charity organization.
Oh, that's great. That's really awesome. I'm going to enter that myself.
Yeah. So Craig's latest one is you get to go meet him. He'll hang out with you for the day, and then you get to drive an Aston Martin Vantage.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I think it's a flight to Europe or something.
Yeah. Can you imagine winning that and you're like, I don't actually have a driving license.
Yeah. Can you drive?
Get one quick.
Can you drive for me, Dan, please?
Yeah. Well, that would be equally as good, to be honest.
Yeah. So people should go out and check Omaze because there's some great competitions they have there.
Yeah.
And all the money's for charity. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win for everybody.
Right.
I'd say they'll probably get one for Avengers, the new Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say there'll be one of them popping up soon enough.
Oh, yeah. Bound to be.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Spider-Man posters?
Yeah, he's hanging out around the Brooklyn sign. He's hanging out. That's right. Yeah, he's sitting around.
My favorite is where he's wearing a jacket.
Yeah, is it a Stark jacket? I can't see. I couldn't get close.
I think it's a school jacket. I think it's just a school jacket. It's the yellow one.
Yeah.
I could be wrong though. And then
he's just lying down in front of the Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
And then he's hanging off the Avengers Tower in another one.
That's right. Yeah. I think that's just on point. Like, it really is. I wasn't like a huge fan of the Spider-Man films. Like, they were okay. I always saw potential in them, but Sony, I just thought never really fully executed them. Like, they were good, they were fun. I went to the cinema to see a couple, but I was always disappointed in them. Like, in some ways, but with this new one, I'm just like, this is bang on. Like, this looks really good.
Like, if you even look at it, it's like it's bright, it's colorful.
Yeah,
there's nothing nasty happening. There's no drama. He's just like he's lying down on a wall.
Yeah,
like that's the poster.
I know.
And it sums up the character and the type of film they're trying to get to make.
Totally. And we got Michael Keaton as the bad guy. I think he's going to do a great job.
Yeah.
So
good old Keaton.
That's looking good. Talking about bad guys, I've heard that Michael Shannon is the front runner for Cable.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't know if he wants to do another. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to do another bloody superhero film though.
I know, that's what I'm wondering about. And then the other one that I heard, did you hear about?
Deadpool's a whole different franchise.
Up for the running for Cable as well.
Oh really? Oh, is that because he's got that new Netflix movie? Have you seen his new Netflix thing?
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called.
Which is interesting.
But he plays a general, and he's got like his hair's grayed, and like it's in that military flat top cut. So when you look at him like that,
really?
you're like, that looks like Cable. That looks exactly like Cable.
Oh, interesting.
So I think people might have saw that and said, oh, he could be Cable.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I had for the movies. The only other thing I had on my list was like, you dropped your rant video this week on Monday as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, good old rant about Green Lantern. Oh, that Brad Pitt film's called War Machine. Yeah, War Machine.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've definitely not seen it, but yeah.
Cost $60 million.
Oh man, cheap one.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. They've got that not Brad Pitt, Will Smith one coming out as well.
Bright. What was that?
Bright. Is it Bright?
It's just called Bright.
Yeah.
That was a Netflix thing, yeah.
Yeah, and that's $90 million.
Yeah. Very cool.
So they're just cracking into the Hollywood now. They're just like all over it.
Yeah. Big time.
They just want all that sweet, sweet Oscar money. Because that's what happened with Amazon. Amazon produced Manchester by the Sea. And then Casey Affleck won the Oscar for that. And they won the best screenplay. So Amazon are laughing after that.
I know. It's great to see. Like, I know we mentioned it on the other podcast, but just mention, Netflix and Amazon being mentioned at these Oscars,
Yeah.
It just shows you the importance and, like, all these HBO guys and stuff. It's like, hey, there's other people. You got competition.
Yeah. And there's still talk that HBO are going to do, is it Game of Thrones as a movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They should leave it alone, but yeah.
No, they're going to do like season, whatever it is, 7 coming up.
Okay.
So 7 and 8 are both going to be seasons that are 8 or 10 episodes long.
Right.
And then the final episode will be a movie event.
Right. Okay.
Like a 3-hour movie or whatever.
Yeah, I can see. I mean, that's going to get hype. That's Game of Thrones is back in June, is it? And I think they've said it's only 6 or 8 episodes.
Yeah, that's it. Like I think it's 8 episodes, and then the next one might be only 6, and then
that's right. I think that's right.
And then they're going to have like a big, massive finish.
Yeah,
which makes sense. Like that's the kind of show that you want to have one big finale.
Yeah, I would easily take like 3 episodes less, and then just give me a 2-hour film.
Yeah, exactly. Like
or
that.
4 episodes less.
Yeah, to go back to Netflix, that's what they're going to do with The Defenders, the team movie with Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah.
So that's only going to be 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So obviously it's half as long, which means they can have twice the budget in 8 episodes.
Nice.
Which makes sense. And that's what like between Netflix and Amazon, the competition with big Hollywood is getting stronger and stronger, which is great.
Right.
Competition's always going to make things better.
Exactly. Yeah, you need it for sure. Is there I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. There's like Netflix, there's Amazon Prime.
There's Hulu.
Yeah, actually Hulu is quite popular, isn't it?
Yeah, Hulu's got its own thing. They're kind of going for a different type of demographic, but they're still out there. They're still same model, pay your money every month and you'll get your shows.
Apparently AMC, like I know HBO, you can do like your own little thing for that, like $15 a month, and you just get HBO, which is cool. I like that. Apparently AMC might be doing one, but I didn't read the article. I just read the headline. It was like AMC are doing a streaming service, but it's bollocks or something. Apparently they're doing it in completely the wrong way. I'll have to read up on it and let everyone know next week what it is. But yeah, that's TV, man. Future TV. These little digestible little things you buy.
Yeah, or you just get into it and you're like, right, I'm putting on my VR headset and I'm going to watch this for 4 hours.
Good lord, yeah. Actually, when I used the Oculus, must have been about 4 years ago. I went to South by Southwest, and they had a Game of Thrones experience there where you go up the wall. But the cool thing is you put the Oculus on, but then as I was going up, the room was like rattling because like you were in like a wooden lift or whatever. And then when I got to the top, they had fans, so the fans were blowing. So so that's another way of enhancing the experience, like smells or feeling.
Was it the 4D cinema thing?
Yeah. Have you actually sat on one of those D boxes yet?
No, I haven't been in one of them yet.
Maybe we'll have to do Star Wars or something there.
Yeah, whatever the next big one out for this.
Trouble is, it's like $50 for a ticket or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like.
Do I get to take the seat with me? What's your next cinema? Have you seen Kong yet?
I haven't seen Kong, so I'm either going to go see Kong or maybe I'll just go see Beauty and the Beast.
I'm going with the wife to see Beauty and the Beast at some point. Maybe
or I'll go see Logan again. Screw it. No, that's it.
Man, it's worth it.
I'm not taking the risk on a movie I haven't seen. I'm going to watch something I already know is good.
But Kong's been getting decent reviews?
It's been getting decent reviews, and obviously everybody's talking about Kong versus Godzilla next and all that.
Yeah.
But that's just that whole like universe building. Everybody wants to have a universe. Oh, the Mummy had a new trailer out as well. The Tom Cruise one.
Tom Cruise one, yeah.
Yeah, I like me some Tom Cruise, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't mind actually. I don't mind him. Does a lot of his own stunts as well.
And what's his name's in it? Oh, the angry Aussie man, Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah,
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, the angry Aussie man.
So there's a lot of movies coming out, but for now, I think because Beauty and the Beast came out, like everyone else has just sat back and they're like, yeah we're not going to compete. And that's what happened. It's now got the biggest opening weekend.
Oh yeah.
It stole it from Batman v Superman last year.
Oh wow.
For the same period. So
yeah.
That's the problem with massive movies is that they kill all the other competition in the cinema.
Yeah.
Because all the other stuff that's coming out now is crap things like The Baby Boss and, Power Rangers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Just fillers.
Yeah.
No like standouts.
So I think the next big one will be Alien in May.
Yep. Oh, it's coming. Yeah. They released a new there was a poster that came out and you can see like the Queen Alien and stuff. And,
there's a Queen in? I didn't know that. That's a spoiler. God damn it, Alex.
I think it looked like one. So I don't know if it is.
It was. You spoiled it. Everyone who's listening to this now, don't go see the movie.
Or we can just edit it out, but we're not going to.
No, God, no.
You can't edit them anyway, so.
No, I
it's
can't.
Not like you've done that before.
So there's an alien queen. Well, it makes sense there's an alien queen because the whole planet's supposed to be full of aliens.
Yeah, they're screwed, so.
Head-butting crazy aliens.
They might as well just play the first half of Prometheus and get some budget back.
The second half of Alien.
Yeah. We're like, hang on a second. Is this... We didn't see anything new here.
Just CG over Sigourney Weaver's face and see if people notice.
God. Yeah, actually, in England it's Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
It's Happy Mother's Day.
It's Mother's Day. It's different when it's in Canada, but
no sad mothers, only happy mothers.
Someone posted a picture of the alien with Ripley.
The
alien's right up to her face. So, and it's like, Happy Mother's Day. Well, it's been it's been a good week, man. It's been busy. I know it's been busy for you. You've been away recording a lot.
Yeah, and it's been busy for you. You got your new games. You got reviewing Horizon.
Yeah. There's going to be like the Oculus stuff as well. But yeah, plenty to show. And then we should be back on our usual schedule by end of next week, shouldn't we?
Yeah, and then we'll be right back in with our commentary, and we got to do Prometheus and Alien, and play the Alien bloody game.
To those, big time.
Oh, it's going to be a scary night.
It's going to be a scary night, and it's going to be the first night that people get to actually see us.
See us cry, fall on the ground into a fetus position. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I don't want Happy Mother's Day anymore.
But it'll probably be Mother's Day over here by that time. In fact, is Alien coming out on like Mother's Day over here or something?
I thought Mother's Day was March here. I'm confused.
I'm not sure.
Mother's Day or Father's Day or
not very good
in
sons,
between.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you got anything else to add to your movies, man? Or
no, it's all been pretty solid this week in terms of like just watching that damn crappy Iron Fist that I still have to finish.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that they've done that.
Yeah,
but
especially because the Defenders is the next one coming out. No, they're not bulletproof. Yeah, you're right.
Hopefully the Justice League, I didn't mind what I saw of the trailer, and hopefully they start picking things up.
Yeah, still got to get through Wonder Woman before we get to that one.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with these trailers. I don't know who I'm watching anymore.
I know, it's all over the place.
Except for Cyborg with his PlayStation graphics suit.
Oh, yes.
God, just... How do they make something look that weird, like, in a trailer?
If I was a CG artist on that, I would just put my hands up and go like, no, guys, it's not working. Like, make him wear a suit.
Yeah, just make him wear the suit.
So, yeah.
Yeah, why doesn't he wear a suit?
Because they can make him wear a suit and then they can just do like a glow off it if they want. But I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I'll go and rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure it was CG.
It's like all CG, like half his face is gone, I get that.
Yeah, but it just looked a little odd.
Yeah, like I'm watching Terminator, I'm like, they did half his face without CG.
Yeah, like if it is like that, it has to track him. Like I know he's probably wearing something, but you've still got a computer that has to track like when he moves, and it's moving with him to make it look like it's on him the whole time. But there was just something off about it. Like it was too bright, and he was, or something like that. I was gonna say it's too bright and he was too dark, but
it just didn't look right at all. Like you shouldn't have that kind of issue in 2017. Like we got War of the Planet of the Apes coming out. That's got monkeys. No one's looking at that going, those monkeys look shit.
Yeah, I know.
Like that looks like a talking monkey. I can buy that.
Yeah. Yeah, even the first Planet of the Apes was awesome.
Yeah, that's 5 years ago.
I know. It was a great film.
All they got to do here is just put a guy in a white suit. That's it. They screw that up.
Yeah.
All right, we can't pick it apart too much. We'll leave it.
No.
We'll hope the rest of it looks okay. A little bit of funny, a little bit of action.
Yeah.
Still looks dark as shit, but we'll see how that goes.
I know. We'll give him a chance.
Yeah, this is the last chance.
And then we'll give him another one.
Until the next one. Yeah.
Until the next one. All right, guys. Well, it's been a blast. Thanks for watching all the way through.
Yeah. If anybody,
or maybe we've just cut this up and you haven't.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes long now.
Also, I think we're getting close to 7,000 subs. So big thanks to you guys for hitting that button as well.
Yeah, for sure. If anybody wants to send us a message, we're at Rant Bollox at Twitter and rantandbollox@gmail.com and all that other good stuff. Just send us a message on YouTube. I can look there too.
For sure.
Yep. Anyway, thanks everybody for re-emulating us this week.
Re-emulating. This is going to be brought up every podcast.
Yeah, you keep making up words. I'm going to keep using them.
I know.
You're English. You made the language. I have to do what you say.
Yeah, I'm going to get them in the dictionary. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Boom.